Have you ever heard of reverse mentoring for career development? If you haven't, well, this video is for you. It sounds like an odd concept at first, but there's a lot to learn from the approach. When I was first matched with a CEO in reverse mentoring, I thought, what could I possibly pass on in knowledge to this person? But by the third mentoring session, I was so relieved and motivated to carry on. So in this video, I want to share benefits of reverse mentoring from my experience. Let's start with the basics. What is reverse mentoring exactly? Well, it is when a younger, less experienced professional mentors an older, more experienced professional. I hope that comes out right. It might sound backwards, yes, because that's the name, reverse mentoring, but it is actually a really effective way to learn and grow. Why would somebody want to be mentored by someone who's younger and less experienced? After all, isn't it usually the other way around? But here's the thing. Just because someone is older and more experienced doesn't mean that they have all the answers. In fact, sometimes the most valuable insights tend to come from those who are just starting out in their careers because they have a different eyes, different lens on to look at issues and matters. So with that in mind, let's dive into some of the reasons why I think reverse mentoring can be so beneficial to a young professional. You bring a fresh perspective to the table. So as a young professional, you likely have a different perspective on the world that someone who's been in the industry for decades. You grew up in a different era, in a different time, with different technology and cultural norms. This means that you see things in a way that the older colleagues or the more experienced colleagues might not. For example, let's say you are working in marketing and you've grown up with social media as part of your daily life. You're called citizens of the internet, so to speak. You probably have a better understanding of how to use social media to connect with customers than someone who's used to more traditional advertising methods. By sharing your insights with older colleagues, you can help them see things in a new light and come up with fresh ideas. The second reason is you're more up to date on the latest trends and technologies. One of the benefits of being a younger professional is that you're more likely to be up to date on the latest trends and tech. This is especially true when it comes to things like social media, digital marketing, and other areas where technology is constantly evolving. By sharing your knowledge with older colleagues, you can help them stay current and adapt to new trends. For example, you might be able to teach them how to use new social media platform or show them how to use a new app that's making waves in your industry. You can learn from your older colleagues' experience, also known as lived experience. Of course, reverse mentoring isn't just about teaching your older colleagues. It's also about learning from them. After all, they've been in an industry for a lot longer than you have, and they've likely faced challenges that you are yet to come across. So by working closely with your older colleagues, you can learn from their experiences and gain valuable insights into things like leadership, communication, even right down to navigating office politics. Plus, building relationships with people outside of your immediate peer group, which I think can be incredibly valuable in terms of networking and career growth. It's a chance to build strong relationships with people and colleagues in the sector that you work. You see, reverse mentoring is a great way to build strong relationships with your colleagues. By working closely together, you have the chance to get to know each other on a deeper level and build trust and respect. So depending on how long your reverse mentoring lasts for and the aims and goals of the sessions that you have with the other person, you may actually get to share contacts and introduction to networks, to both of your networks. Now, think about the benefits of that, the job opportunities that could come your way, the job promotions that could be thrown at you, or even other potential mentors, and so forth and so forth. You're opened to a whole new world. Plus, let's be real, it's always nice to have friends in the office. Be careful on that one and thread carefully. But By building strong relationships with your colleagues, you make work a more enjoyable place to be and create a positive, supportive environment for everyone. So as a young professional, you might be thinking, what could I possibly teach someone who's been in an industry for decades? And I tell you, that is a fair question. The truth is, you might be surprised by how much you have to offer. Think about it this way. Just because someone has been in industry for a very long time doesn't mean that they are automatically an expert in every area, right? There are likely areas where you have specialized knowledge or unique insights that they don't. And for example, you may be a whiz at using TikTok for marketing purposes. That's not something that older colleagues or even your peers, you'll be surprised, might have experience with. But it's still a valuable skill that you can share with other people. So maybe you're just really good at looking at things from a fresh angle. Sometimes when you've been in the same job for so long, it can be hard to see things in a new way. So by working with younger colleagues, you can have a different perspective. Your older colleagues might be able to come up with innovative solutions to a long-standing problem. And so if you're interested in reverse mentoring, how do you go about finding a mentor or mentee? I've got a few tips for you on that. 1, look for someone who you respect and admire. When it comes to finding a mentor or a mentee, it's important to look for someone who you respect, who you uphold to a high value and standard. This should be someone who you look up to and who you have valuable insights to offer. Then 2, be open and honest about your goals. When you approach someone about reverse mentoring, be open about what you hope to gain from the experience and what you think you will bring to the table, in essence, the benefits. You see, this can help set expectations and ensure that both parties are on the same page. Don't be afraid to be vulnerable. See, mentorship is all about building trust and rapport with someone. That can mean being vulnerable and sharing your successes, your failures, your fears, your challenges, your story. But don't be afraid to open up and be honest about what you've gone through. Be willing to learn and grow. Remember that mentorship is a two-way street. So even if you're the one doing the mentoring, there's always something to learn or to be learned from the other person, whether they're older or younger. Be open to their insights, to their advice, and be willing to learn and adapt and implement things or lessons that you've grown alongside with them. So there you have it. That's my take on reverse mentoring for career development. I have been a part of it and I've had such a wonderful time being a mentor to a CEO. It sounds daunting, or it was daunting at first, but then it got easier. I hope this has given you some food for thought and encouraged you to consider this approach in your own career. Or remember that just because you're young and less experienced doesn't mean you don't have valuable insights or knowledge to pass on to other people. Be sure to embrace your unique perspective and be open to share it with the world.